Hello everyone, good morning. This is the presentation of part of the urban design subject. Here we are presenting the relevant evaluation of urban environments in the urban activation precinct from an urban design perspective. Well, we are group 3 and are focused on the Randwick study site. Randwick is located 6 km away from the CBD. The suburb has a population of 146,000 with a median age of 35. The site we have analyzed encompasses the main Randwick shopping strip, the Prince of Wales Hospital and Sydney Children's Hospital, as well as surrounding residential areas. The main roads providing accessibility to the site are Belmore Road, Ellison Road, Botany Street, High Street and Avoca Street. The town centre is zoned B2 and includes Belmore Road, Ellison Road and Avoca Street. Residential zoning is mostly low density, as it is clear from the map. The map also shows that open space is quite limited within the area and it is indicated by the color green.
We have analysed the urban design principles of the site using Kevin Lynch's 5 elements for the city image. Paths. There are multiple main roads causing segregation. There are wide footpaths, however, there are shared space with general conflict between bikes, pedestrians and people waiting for buses. There are continuous paths along Belmore Road, however, the intersection between Belmore Road, Avoca Street and High Street has limited pedestrian access to High Cross Park. In general, there are limited opportunities to cross roads for pedestrians, and overall, there's good pedestrian permeability as the minor streets are well connected and the shopping plazas provide connectivity between the streets. There is disabled access, but it could be improved given the proximity to the hospital precinct. Edges. The shops form the edges to Belmore Road. The new hospital building, currently under construction, will form an edge due to its inconsistency with the existing 2 to 3 storey building heights. The residential streets are characterised by consistent and coherent edges provided by the low-density dwellings. A clear barrier exists between public and private buildings, creating an inconsistent edge. Districts. Belmore Road is a main shopping district and transportation node. The hospital precinct is a significant site in Randwick area with an additional development increasing its significance as a local employment centre. The spot, although it's a small area, displays some good urban design characteristics such as landscaping, which provides a boundary between the road and the footpath, and functional seating areas. And the residential areas, which is characterised by low to medium density housing and 3 to 4 storey walk-ups. Nodes. The spot functions as a node being located at a junction. It provides local residents and workers with informal meeting opportunities and is characterised by multiple cafes, restaurants, as well as the Randwick Ritz Theatre. The High Cross Park Y intersection is another significant node within the site area. The park is enclosed entirely by a high traffic area and there has been minimal treatment to the park. For example, there is a lack of boundary edges, which appears to minimise the use of the park, as evidenced by the lack of activity during our site visit. Landmarks. We've identified 4 landmarks: the Presbyterian Church, the Spot, the Ritz Theatre, being that it's heritage listed, and the Captain Cook Monument.
We have complete a SWOT analysis in order to highlight what works well and what works less well in the area. We will use the method to highlight key recommendations for improvements to the site area. There are some areas of high activation, for example, Belmore Road and the Sport districts. The site is highly accessible by buses and the town centre is not divided by a rail line like other centres. The area is highly functional, providing local residents and workers with lots of service and retail. For the weaknesses, certain areas of the site display poor legibility and connectivity. For example, the connection between the spot and the beginning of the shopping area on Belmore Road. There are limited signage in the area. The area is characterized by old building stock, some of which are dilapidated. There is minimal cohesion between private and public realms. There is no defined town centre in the area, and the precinct lacks of open space and limited sittings. There's continual acoustic and visual disruption caused by the high degree of bus traffic. On-street parking is a big problem on almost every street across the precinct area, narrowing the streets and encouraging car use.
We have identified a number of opportunities for improvement across the site area. Randwick is lacking a defined town centre. Currently, the connection between Belmore Road and other parts of the town centre is disjointed. This could be improved with increased pedestrian connections and consistency of building types between streets. Many of the larger roads linking the residential areas are wide and steep, with fast-moving traffic. The pedestrian experience could be improved by adding traffic calming measures such as traffic islands and speed ramps in order to enable easier crossing of roads. A significant opportunity exists to increase housing density across the Randwick site area, particularly close to the Belmore Road, High Street and Avoca Street town centre district. This could be done through rezoning of the land. Incremental changes to building heights could be made, with high-density residential in the town centre and low to medium in surrounding streets. In terms of accessibility by public transport, the Randwick site is well serviced by bus connections. Given the number of main roads within the town centre area, Belmore Road could be redesigned as a pedestrian and cycling route with light rail, and buses and other vehicles could be rerouted along surrounding streets. This would improve the pedestrian experience and increase the coherence and legibility of the town centre. Landscaping provides another opportunity for improvement. A number of trees and grassy areas exist along residential streets. However, these areas could be improved by using existing landscape features to create pocket parks. This would also increase the distribution of open space across the site and provide apartment dwellers with outdoor space. Landscaping could also be improved along Belmore Road by adding hedges to provide a boundary between the footpath and the road traffic. There are a number of constraints which can impact the success of Randwick as an urban activation precinct. These include heritage, which will make redevelopment of the area more complex, for example along Belmore Road, where there are multiple heritage sites. Site ownership is a further constraint. Currently, the majority of lots are individually owned, which will make amalgamation for large development sites difficult. A lack of publicly owned space will make it challenging to repurpose land for increased open space. Topography could also be a deterrent to development in some of the steeper areas. Community opposition to increased density has been vocal to date. A large part of the community is well educated, passionate, and anti-high density development. Political opposition is also a constraint, which has led to the current UAP being placed on hold. We hope that this analysis can reopen the investigation into Randwick as a potential urban activation precinct. Thank you for your time.